Started, Mataji.
Okay. So Deva Uchuhu, it means how Devatas are also praying. This is what Vidura is saying. It's so 44th verse, 5th chapter, 3rd canto, 3.5.44. Yatsanubandhe satige hagehe mamahamithyudha duragrahanam pumsam suduram vasato pipuriyam bhaje matatte bhagavan padabjam. Yet because sa anubandhe, due to becoming entangled, asati, thus being, geha, the gross material body, gehe, in the home, mama, mine, aham, I, iti thus, udha, great deep, duragrahanam, undesirable eagerness, pumsam, of persons, suduram, far away, vasatah, dwelling, api, although, puriyam, within the body, bhajema, let us worship, tat, therefore, te, your Bhagavan, O Lord, Padabjam, is lotus feet. O Lord, persons who are entangled by undesirable eagerness for the temporary body and kinsmen, and who are bound by thoughts of mind and I, are unable to see your lotus feet. So those who are entangled with this I and mind, they can never see the lotus feet of Lord. Although your lotus feet are situated within their bodies also. But let us take shelter of your lotus feet. So lotus feet is there in everyone's body. But this aham, mama, iti ajnana. Because of this ignorance, a person cannot see the lotus feet. That's why let us take the shelter of your lotus feet. Okay. So here, aham mama, I am everything. This is all mine. All these things makes a person reflect of hearing Krishna Katha. He cannot hear Krishna Katha. Aruna, read.
Hare Krishna. Text 44. Yatsanubandhe sati dehagehe mamahamrityudaduragrahanam pumsam suduram vasatopi puryam bhaje matatte bhagavan padabjam. Translation. O Lord, persons who are entangled by undesirable eagerness for the temporary body and kinsmen and who are bound by thoughts of mine and I are unable to see your lotus feet, although your lotus feet are situated within their bodies. But let us take shelter of your lotus feet. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The whole Vedic philosophy of life is that one should get rid of the material engagement of gross and subtle bodies, which only cause one to continue in a condemned life of miseries. The material body continues as long as one is not detached from the false conception of lording it over material nature. The impetus for lording it over material nature is a sense of mine and I. I am the Lord of all that I survey. So many things I possess, and I shall possess more and more. Who can be richer than I in wealth and education? I am the master. I am God. Who else is there but me? All these ideas reflect the philosophy of Aham Mama, the conception that I am everything. Persons conducted by such conception of life can never get liberation from material bondage. But even a person perpetually condemned to the miseries of material existence can get relief from bondage if he simply agrees to hear only Krishna Katha. In this age of Kali, the process of hearing Krishna Katha is a most effective means to gain release from unwanted family affection and thus find permanent freedom in life. The age of Kali is full of sinful reactions, and people are more and more addicted to the qualities of this age. More and more addicted to the qualities of this age. but simply by hearing and chanting of Krishna Katha, one is sure to go back to Godhead. Therefore, people should be trained to hear only Krishna Katha by all means in order to get relief from all miseries. Hare Krishna.
So people are addicted to the disqualification of qualities of Kali Yuga, as we told. It's not quality, actually, it is disqualification. One's entanglement in the material life is actually disqualification, but still a sarcastic remark. This is a sarcastic remark. Addicted to the qualities of this age. Tanvai hasan yasat vrittibhir tanvai hasat vrittibhir akshibhirye parahutantar manasa paresha atho na pashyan Erukayat nunam yete padanya savilasa Tan, Tanvai. The lotus feet of the Lord, why certainly he for asat materialistic, vrittibhi by those who are influenced by external energy, akshibhi by the senses, ye those, parahavata, missing at a distance, antah manasaha of the internal mind, paresha, O Supreme, atho, therefore, none ever, pashyanti, can see, urugaya, O great, nunam, but ye, those who, te, your, padanyasa, activities, vilasa, transcendental enjoyment, lakshya, those who see. So, O great Supreme Lord, offensive persons whose internal vision has been too affected by external materialistic activities cannot see a lotus feet, but they are seen by your pure devotees, whose one and only aim is to transcendentally enjoy your lotus feet. As Vidura is describing how even the demigods, they are also praying, they also glorify. And materialistic people cannot see Krishna, though Krishna is available in their heart also. But a devotee can see the lotus feet of Krishna, because their only aim is to fulfill Krishna's desire. So Krishna, it is not seeing, it is revelation. Krishna reveals. Tesham sataduktanam bhajatam preetipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam. He gives that buddhi, yena mamupayadukam. Yameva isha vrutatena labhyas tasyesh atma vrutitanuswam. I give that. One may have the pride, oh, I have heard so much. Nayam atma pravachanena labhyas. Na medaya na bhavna shutena. Yameva isha vrutatena labhyas tasyesh atma vrutitanuswam. It is Krishna's desire whom he wants to be revealed. So that is seen by pure devotees. It is only pure devotional service which makes Krishna even run behind the devotees. Krishna loves to be bound in the hearts of the pure devotees. Is it? Jnane prayasam udapasanamatyeva jivanti samkritam bhavadiyavartam sthane sata shrutikam tanuvan mano vedye prayaso jito ajitopi asitres trilokyam. He loves to be bound in the heart of pure devotees. Okay, read. Raksha, read.
Hare Krishna. Sloka 45. Tanve yasatvrutiभिरक्षीर्भियरे parayatantam manasa paresha अथो न पश्यन्त्युरुगाय नूनम् एते padanyasa-vilasalakshya. Translation: O great Supreme Lord, offensive persons whose internal vision has been too affected by external materialist activities cannot see your lotus feet, but they are seen by your pure devotees, whose one and only aim is to transcendentally enjoy your activities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada की जय हो. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, the Lord is situated in the everyone's heart. It is natural that one should be able to see the Lord at least within himself. But that is not possible for those whose internal vision has been covered by external activities. The pure soul, which is symptomized by consciousness, can be easily perceived even by common men because consciousness is spread all over the body. The yoga system as recommended in Bhagavad Gita is to concentrate the mental activities internally and thus see the lotus feet of the realization. Such realization of consciousness is taught by Bhagavad Gita within only a few minutes. Where
Your voice is not heard, Rakshana. Can you hear?
yes,
Your voice is
I
not.
can hear your Mataji, but
No, 1 minute.
No,
Aruna,
but it is getting cut. It's getting cut.
oh,
Yeah.
read the whole
Such
purpose.
reali such realization of consciousness is taught by Bhagavad Gita within only a few minutes, whereas the so-called yogis take continuous years to realize it because of their offenses at the lotus feet of the Lord. The greatest offense is to deny the existence of the Lord as separate from the individual souls or to accept the Lord and the individual soul as one and the same. The impersonalists misinterpret the theory of reflection and thus they wrongly accept the individual consciousness as a supreme consciousness. The theory of the reflection of the Supreme can be clearly understood without difficulty by any sincere common man. When there is a reflection of sky on the water, both sky and the stars are seen within the water. But it is understood that the sky and the stars are not to be accepted on the same level. The stars are parts of the sky and therefore they cannot be equal to the whole. The sky is the whole and the stars are parts. They cannot be one and the same. Transcendentalists who do not accept the supreme consciousness as separate from the individual consciousness are as offensive as the materialists who deny even the existence of the Lord. Such offenders cannot actually see the lotus feet of the Lord within themselves, nor are they even able to see the devotees of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord are so kind that they roam to all places to enlighten people in God consciousness. The Lord's devotees, although the offenseless common man is at once influenced by the devotee's presence. In this connection, there is an interesting story of a hunter and Devarshi Narada. The hunter in the forest, although a great sinner, was not an intentional offender. He was at once influenced by presence of Narada and he agreed to take the path of devotion, leaving aside his hearth and home. But the offenders, Nalakuara and Manigriva, even though living amongst the demigods, had to undergo the punishment of being priests in their next lives. Although by the grace of a devotee, they were later delivered by the Lord. Offenders have to wait until they receive the mercy of devotees, and then they can become eligible to see the lotus feet of the Lord within themselves. But due to their offenses and their extreme materialism, they cannot see even the devotees of the Lord. Engaged in external activities, they kill the internal vision. The Lord's devotees, however, do not mind the offenses of the foolish in their many gross and subtle bodily endeavors. The Lord's devotees continue to bestow the blessings of devotion upon all such offenders without hesitation. That is the nature of devotees. Hare Krishna.
The devotees are very kind. They they forgive. They forgive also. They said Dwar is human. To forgive is divine. There is a nature of divinity. We have heard his power, isn't it, in our childhood? To worry is human, to make mistake is a human quality. But to forgive is the quality of a devotee. Devotee still continues the blessings of devotion even upon the offenders without hesitation. Anena te deva katha sudhaya pravruddha bhaktya vishadashaya ye vairagyasaram pratilabhya bodham yattanjasandi yurakantadishnyam. Panena by drinking, te of you, Deva, O Lord, Katha, topics, Sudhaya, of the nectar, Pravruddha, highly enlightened, Bhaktya, by devotional service, Vishada Ashaya, with a greatly serious attitude, Ye Dosu, Vairagya Saram, entire purport of renunciation, Pratilabhya, achieving, Bodham, intelligence, Yatha, as much as, Anjasa, quickly, Anvi, that is achieved, Akuntha Dishnayam Vaikuntha Loka in the spiritual sky. Translation goes, O Lord, persons who, because of the serious attitude, attain the state of enlightened devotional service, achieve the complete meaning of renunciation and knowledge, and attain the Vaikuntha Loka in the spiritual sky, simply by drinking the nectar of your topics. So, because they are enlightened with devotional service, they understand the meaning of renunciation, the real meaning of renunciation, not for Falgu renunciation. It is Yukta Vairagya. And they know what is knowledge. They are not into speculative knowledge. And in this way, they can easily attain Vaikuntha. And how they attain? Just by drinking the nectar of your topics. Just by hearing Krishna Katha, one can easily attain Krishna's abode. Okay. Raksha, now you can read. Your video is off, so you can read.
हाँ माताजी हाँ श्लोका 46 पाणेन ते देव कथा सुधाया प्रवृत्त भक्त्या विशदाशयाये वैराग्यसारं प्रतिलब्धबोधं यथाञ्जसान्यूरकुण्ठधिष्णयम्. Translation: O Lord, persons who, because of their serious attitude, attain the stage of enlightened devotional service, achieve the complete meaning of renunciation and knowledge, and attain the Vaikuntha Loka in the spiritual sky simply by drinking the nectar of your topics. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. The difference between the impersonalist mental speculators and the pure devotees of the Lord is that the former pass through a miserable understanding of the absolute truth at every stage, whereas the devotee enter into the kingdom of all pleasures even from the beginning of their attempt. The devotee has only to hear about devotional activities, which are as simple as anything in ordinary life, and he also acts very simple. Whereas the mental speculator has to pass through a jugglery of words which are partially fact and partially a make show of for the maintenance of an artificial impersonal status. In spite of the strenuous effort to attain perfect knowledge, the impersonalists attain merging into the impersonal offense of the Brahmajati of the Lord, which is also attained by the enemies of the Lord simply because of their being killed by him. The devotees, however, attain to the highest stage of knowledge and renunciation and achieve the Vaikuntha Loka, the planet in the spiritual sky. The impersonalist attains only the sky and does not achieve any tangible transcendental bliss, whereas the devotee attains to the planets where real spiritual life prevails. With a serious attitude, the devotee throws away all achievements like so much dust, and he accepts only devotional service, the transcendental culmination. Hare Krishna.
It's very easy for a devotee to attain the spiritual side because he's accepting devotional service. And that is what he has to do in the Vaikuntha planet also. The activities are not going to change. It's the same activity. So in the Siddha Deha one has to do. But the activity is going to be the same. That's why devotees never die. Devotional activities never die. तथा परिचात्मसमाधियोग बलेन जित्वा प्रकृतिं बलिष्ठां त्वामेव धीरा पुरुषं विशन्ति तेषां श्रमः स्यान्न तु सेवया ते. तथा as far as suffering others also Atma Samadhi, transcendental self-realization, yoga means balena, by the strength of jitva, conquering prakritim, acquired nature or modes of nature, balishtham, very powerful, tvam, you. One second. Okay. Tvam, you, eva only, dhira, pacified, purusham, person, vishanti, enters into, tesham, for them, shrama, much labor, syat, has to be taken, none ever to but sevaya, by serving, he of you. Others were pacified by means of transcendental self-realization and have conquered over the modes of nature. By dint of strong power and knowledge, also enter into you. But for them, there is much pain, whereas the devotee simply discharges devotional service and thus feels so much, no such pain. So, one who is into Brahman realization, Brahma Bhuta Prasanna, Mano Sochati Na Kamshati. Sama Sarveshu Vedeshu. Sama, what is it? Completed
Sama
statement.
sarvasya bhuteshu madbhakti
Sama
labhate
Sarveshu
param.
Vedeshu Mad Bhakti Labhate Param. He is Sama, but Mad Bhakti Labhate Param. That is a qualification he will get to perform devotional service. It is not that Brahmabhuta Prasannatma can get, that is its qualification. But if he is not interested, then he will get Sahuchya Mukti. But what is the use? Brahman realization will be there. But that is not going to give any relief from pain. But for them also there is much pain. Because a Jnani and a Tapasvi, they do so much of hard work. Jnani, Tapasvi, Yogis, they do so much of hard work. But you see the devotees, they simply enjoy with Krishna. A Jnani, Tapasvi, just to enter into Lord, the Brahman realization, the self-realization, they do so much of hard work. Okay, there is given so much of labor, so much of hard work. But the bhaktas, they are very peaceful. They don't have to do much hard work. Jai Jagannath, have prasad, be peaceful. Aruna, read.
Hare Krishna, text 47. Tata pare cha दियोग बलेन जित्वा प्रकृतिं बलिष्ठां त्वामेव धीरा पुरुषं विशन्ति तेषां श्रम स्यान्न तु सेवया ते. Translation: Others who are pacified by means of transcendental self-realization and have conquered over the modes of the nature by dint of strong power and knowledge also enter into you, but for them there is much pain, whereas the devotee simply discharges devotional service and thus feels no such pain. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In terms of labor of love and its returns, the bhaktas or devotees of the Lord always have priority over persons who are addicted to the association of jnanis and impersonalists. Jnanis or impersonalists and yogis or mystics. The word apare, others, is very significant in this connection. Others refers to the Gyanis and the Yogis who whose only hope is to merge into the existence of the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, although their destination is not so important in comparison to the destination of the devotees. The labor of non-devotees is far greater than that of the bhaktas. One may suggest that there is sufficient labor for the devotees also in the matter of discharging devotional service, but that labor is compensated by the enhancement of transcendental pleasure. The devotees derive more transcendental pleasure with while engaged in continuously in the service of the Lord than when they have no such engagement. In the family combination of a man and a woman, there is much more labor and responsibility for both of them. Yet, when they are single, they feel more trouble for want of their united activities. The union of the impersonalist and the union of the devotees are not on a par. The impersonalists try to fully stop their individuality by attaining Sayujya Mukti or unification by merging into oneness, whereas the devotees keep their individuality to exchange feelings in relationship with the Supreme Individual Lord. Such reciprocation of feelings takes place in the transcendental Vaikuntha planets, and therefore the liberation sought by impersonalists is already achieved in devotional service. The devotees attain mukti automatically while continuing the transcendental pleasure of maintaining individuality. As explained in the previous verse, the destination of the devotees is Vaikuntha or Akunta Dishnya, the place where anxieties are completely eradicated. One should not mistake the destination of the devotees and that of the impersonalist to be one and the same. The destinations are distinctly different, and the transcendental pleasure derived by the devotee is also distinct from chin matra or spiritual feelings alone. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
I am seeing that. हाँ, the destinations are
मगर ये
distinct.
लास्ट लाइन समझ में नहीं आया. लास्ट
The
लाइन जो पर्पट
destinations
का
are
लास्ट.
different for everyone. हाँ. For yogis, the destination is different. For karmis, destination is different. For everyone, destination is different. Transcendental, but the transcendental pleasure which the devotee gets is very much different from chinmatra. Sat chit, even the yogis get. Chit. Chit means understanding spirituality. But Anandamaya, that Ananda is not there. Because Ananda is only in service. Okay? Jnani is Sat, Yogi is Satchit, Bhakta is Satchit Anand. Tate vayam lokasi srukshyadya surukshayadya tvaya nusrishta viratmabhihi sarve viyuktaः swaviharatantram na shakrumastat pratihattavete. That therefore they, your, Vayam, all of us, Loka, world, Sisrukshaya, for the sake of creation, Adya, original person, Tvaya, by you, Anusrushtaha, being created one after another, Trivihi, by the three modes of material nature, Atmibihi, by one's own, Sma, in the past, Sarve, all, Vyuktaha, separated, Swavihara Tantram, the network of activities for one's own pleasure, not Chakshu, Shaknumaha would do it, that Prati Hartave to award, te unto your. O original person, we are therefore but yours only. Although we are your creatures, we are born one after another under the influence of three modes of material nature, and for this reason, we are separated in action. Therefore, after the creation, we could not act concertedly for your transcendental pleasure. So now what to do? We are born one after another. We have been influenced by material nature, modes of nature. That is why we are not able to perform your transcendental activities thoroughly. Next also I'll read. Yaval यावत् बलिं तेज हरामकाले यथा वयं चान्नम् अदाम यात्रा यतो भयेषां त इमे हि लोका बलिं हरन्तोऽन्नम् अदन्त्यनूहा यावत् as it may be balim offerings they your aja o unborn one harama shall offer kale at the right time yatha as much as vayam we cha also annam food grains adama shall partake yatra whereupon yatha as much as ubhayesha both for you and for us they all imedis he certainly lokaha living entities balim offerings harantaha while offering annam grains adanti eat anuha without disturbance. O unborn one, please enlighten us regards ways and means by which we can offer you all enjoyable grains and commodities so that both we and all other living entities in this world can maintain ourselves without disturbance and can easily accumulate the necessities of life for both for you as for us ourselves. Krishna says now whatever you get, you first offer. So naturally if we offer, we'll get those things and again we can offer to you and there is no disturbance. In this way, whatever we eat, we should offer to Krishna. 3.13 also speaks about it. 3.13 Bhagavad Gita. Wait, let me open. Yeah.
Is that Ishtan Bhogani me Devan? That
Yes.
verse also speaks, no?
Shiksha Muchante Sarvapi Vishaihi. Munjate te togam papa ye pachantyatma karana. Devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others where eat sin who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment that is given.
Mataji, that is Istan Bhogan wo deva wala, no?
No, उसमें ना सेना, they are thieves, सेना.
Yes.
That is the
Ishtan Bhogani me Devan.
here devotees they eat your food grains, your prasadam, and in this way they maintain themselves also and they serve you also. Okay, read. Aruna read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 48.
Read both the
Tattevayam lo. Yes. तत्तेवयं लोकसिसृक्ष्य साध्य याद्य त्वयानुसृष्टा श्रीभिरात्मभिः स्म सर्वे वियुक्ता स्वविहारतन्त्रं न शक्नुमस्तत्प्रतिहर्तवेते. Translation. O original person, we are therefore but yours only. Although we are your creatures, we are born one after another under the influence of the three modes of nature. And for this reason, we are separated in action. Therefore, after creation, we could not concertedly for your transcendental pleasure. We could not act concertedly for your transcendental pleasure. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The cosmic creation is working under the influence of the three modes of the external potency of the Lord. Different creatures are also under the same influence, and therefore they cannot act concertedly in satisfying the Lord. Because of this diverse activity, there cannot be any harmony in the material world. The best policy, therefore, is to act for the sake of the Lord that will bring about desired harmony. Text 49. Yavadvalim teja harama kale yata vayam channamadama yatra yatho vayesham taime hi loka balim haranto namadantyanoha. Translation: O unborn one, please enlighten us regarding the ways and means by which we can offer you all enjoyable grains and commodities, so that both we and all other living entities in this world can maintain ourselves without disturbance and can easily accumulate the necessities of life both for you and for ourselves. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Developed consciousness begins from the human form of life and further increases in the forms of the demigods living in higher planets. The earth is situated almost in the middle of the universe, and the human form of life is the via medium between the life of the demigods and that of the demons. The planetary system above the earth are specially meant for the higher intellectuals called demigods. They are called demigods because, although their standard of life is far more advanced in culture, enjoyment, luxury, beauty, education, and duration of life, they are always full of God conscious. Such demigods are always happy because they are perfectly aware of the fact that every living entity is constitutionally an eternal subordinate servitor of the Lord. They also know that it is the Lord only who can maintain all living entities with all the necessities of life. The Vedic hymns Eko Bhunam Yo Vidadati Kaman Tayenam Abruvan Ayatanam Na Prajanihi Yasmin Pratishtitha Annam Adame, etc. confirms this truth. In Bhagavad Gita also, the Lord is mentioned as Bhutabhrit, or the maintainer of all living creatures. The modern theory that starvation is due to an increase in population is not accepted by demigods or the devotees of the Lord. The devotees or demigods are fully aware that Lord can maintain any number of living entities provided they are conscious of how to eat. If they want to eat like ordinary animals who have no God consciousness, then they must live in starvation, poverty, and want like the jungle animals in the forest. The jungle animals are also maintained by the Lord with their respective foodstuffs, but they are not advanced in God consciousness. Similarly, human beings are provided with food grains, vegetables, fruits, and milk by the grace of the Lord, but it is the duty of human being to acknowledge the mercy of the Lord. As a matter of gratitude, they should feel obliged to the Lord for their supply of foodstuff, and they must first offer him food and sacrifice and then partake the remnants. In Bhagavad Gita 3.13, it is confirmed that one who takes foodstuff after a performance of sacrifice eats real food for proper maintenance of the body and soul, but one who cooks for himself and does not perform any sacrifice eats only lumps of sin in the shape of foodstuffs. Such sinful eating can never make one happy or free from scarcity. Famine is not due to an increase in population, as less intelligent economists think. When human society is grateful to the Lord for all his gifts for the maintenance of the living entities, and there is certainly no scarcity of want in society. But when men are unaware of the intrinsic value of such gifts from the Lord, surely they are in want. A person who has no God consciousness may live in opulence for the time being due to his past virtuous acts, but if one forgets his relationship with the Lord, certainly he must await the stage of starvation by the law of the powerful material nature. One cannot escape unless he leads a God conscious or devotional life. Hare Krishna.
Only two verses are there. 351. Tvam nasuraणामसि सान्वयानां कूटस्थ अद्यः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वं देव शक्त्यां गुणकर्मयोनौ प्रेतस्त्वय प्रजायां कविमाददेजः त्वं, your lordship, Naha of us, Suranam of the demigods, Asi you are, Sa Anvayanam with different gradations, Utastha, one who is unchanged, Adya, without any superior, Purusha, the founder person, Purana, the oldest, who has no other founder, from you, Deva, O Lord, Shaktyam, unto the energy, Guna Karma Yonam, unto the cause of the material modes of nature, material modes and activities, Rite, semen of birth, to indeed, Ajayam, of our begetting, Kavim, the total living entities, Adare, initiated, Ajaha, one who is born. You are the original founder, personal founder of all the living worlds and orders of different creations. Yet you are the oldest and are unchanged. O Lord, you have no source or superior. You have impregnated the external energy with the semen of the total living entities, yet you are unborn. So Kala Shakti, Jiva Shakti, Krishna infuses in the Pradhana. You are the original founder for everyone. Aham Adidhi Devana, Krishna says, and Dadi. Aham Adidhi Devana. You are the original person, you are the oldest, but still no change. Okay. Bindu, can you read 50th verse?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 50. Tvam na suranam asisanvayanam kutastha adhya purushah puranah tvam deva kshatyam gunakarmayono retasva jayam kavimadadejah. Translation. You are the original personal founder of all the demigods and the orders of different gradations, yet you are the oldest and unchanged. O Lord, you have no source or superior. You have impregnated the external energy with the semen of the total living entities, yet you are unborn. Purport. The Lord, the original person, is the father of all other living entities, beginning from Brahma, the Supreme Personality from whom all other living entities in different gradations of species are generated. Yet the Supreme Father has no other father. Every one of the living entities of all grades up to Brahma, the original creature of the universe, is the begotten by a father, but he, the Lord, has no father. When he descends to the material plane, out of his causeless mercy, he accepts one of his great devotees as his father to keep pace with the rules of the material world. But since he is the Lord, he is always independent in choosing who will become his father. For example, the Lord came out of a pillar in his incarnation as Narsimha Deva. And by the Lord's causeless mercy, Ahilya came out of a stone by the touch of the lotus feet of his incarnation as Lord Sri Rama. He is also the companion of every living entity as the Supersoul, but he is unchanged. The living entity changes his body in the material world, but even when the Lord is in the material world, he is ever unchanged. That is his prerogative. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 14.3, the Lord impregnates the external or material energy, and thus the total living entities later come out in different gradations, beginning from Brahma, the first demigod, down to the insignificant ant. All gradations of living entities are manifested by Brahma and the external energy, but the Lord is the original father of everyone. The relationship of every living being with the Supreme Lord is certainly one of son and father, and one of equality. Sometimes in love, the son is more than the father, but the relationship of father and son is one of the superior and the subordinate. Every living entity, however great he may be, even to the
to demigods like Brahma and Indra, is an eternally subordinate servitor of the Supreme Father. The Mahatattva principle is the generating source of all the modes of material nature, and the living entities take birth in the material world in bodies supplied by the mother, material nature, in terms of their previous work. The body is a gift of material nature, but the soul is originally part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay. Next, last verse. ततो वयं मत्प्रमुखा यदर्थे बभूविमात्मन् करवाय किन्ते त्वं न चक्षुः परिदेहि शक्त्या देवक्रियार्थे यदनुग्रहाणाम् तथा therefore वयं all of us mat pramukha coming from the total cosmos the mat tattva yad arthe for the purpose of which babhuvima created atman O supreme self karavama shall do kim what take your service tvam yourself to us swachakshu personal plan paridehi specifically grant us shaktya with potency to work deva O lord kriya arthe for acting yet from which anugrahana of those who are specifically favored. So, O Supreme Self, please give us, who are created in the beginning from the Mahatattva, the total cosmic energy, your kind direction on how we shall act. So, you have created everything. Now, we want to know how to act. Kindly award us your perfect knowledge and potency so that we can render you service in the different departments of subsequent creation. So Krishna has created different departments, and Krishna has given this responsibility to the demigods. And see how the demigods are praying. It is you who has created all of us. And in this way, you have created us from the Mat Tattva, and your direction is very much required. And foolish people think that demigods can give everything. But demigods also get potency from Krishna. Demigods on their own, they don't have anything. They are asking to Lord. See here what they are asking. They are asking, please give us knowledge. Please give us potency. So that in different departments we can work. Water department, air department, Vanaspati department. So many departments are there, light department. So they are asking to Lord. And we think that they have some special power. No, the power is given by Krishna. Avidhi Purvakam, Krishna has already told. And those whose intelligence are stolen by material nature, Kamisita Jnana Prapadanti Anna Devata, they go to Anna Devata. But then Krishna is enough. Then why we go to another Devatas? So that we are not troubling Krishna. And understanding that this potency is also given by Krishna only. Sometimes some puja is recommended to do this puja. It's just to not disturb Lord. Because that department has been given, that is why you're doing that puja. Simple. And you know very well that this potency is also given by Krishna. Like you're going to doctor. Why you going to doctor? Even the intelligence of the doctor is given by Krishna only. You are going to doctor, but the department is kept separate. You're going to doctor. You're not troubling Krishna for everything. And then anyhow, it is only Krishna who has given the potency, understanding this very much. Okay. Aruna, read the final one.
Text 51. ततो वयं मत्प्रमुखा यदर्थे बभूविमात्मन् करवाम परिदेहि. Hare Krishna.
Off your video when your voice will come properly.
बभूविमात्मन् करवाम किं ते त्वं न स्वचक्षुः परिदेहि शक्त्या देवक्रिया यदनुग्रहाणाम्. Translation: O Supreme Self, please give us, who are created in the beginning from the Mahat Tattva, the total cosmic energy, your kind directions on how we shall act. Kindly award us your perfect knowledge and potency so that we can render you service in the different departments of subsequent creation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord creates this material world and impregnates the material energy with the living entity. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Impregnates the material energy with the living entities who will act in the material world. All these actions have a divine plan behind them. The plan is to give the conditioned souls who so desire a chance to enjoy sense gratification. But there is another plan behind the creation to help the living entities realize that they are created for the transcendental sense gratification of the Lord and not for their individual sense gratification. This is the constitutional position of the living entities. The Lord is one without a second, and he expands himself into many of his transcendental pleasure. All the expansions, the Vishnu Tattvas, the Jiva Tattvas, and Shakti Tattvas, the personalities of Godhead, the living entities, and the different potential energies are different offshoots from the same one Supreme Lord. The Jiva Tattvas are separated expansions of the Vishnu Tattvas, and although there are potential differences between them, they are all meant to be they are all meant for the transcendental sense gratification of the Supreme Lord. Some of the Jivas, however, wanted to lord it over the material nature in imitation of the lordship of the personality of Godhead. Regarding when and why such propensities overcome the pure living entities, it can only be explained that the Jiva Tattvas have infinitesimal independence, and that due to misuse of this independence, some of the living entities have become implicated in the conditions of cosmic creation and therefore called Nityabaddhas or eternally conditioned souls. The expansions of Vedic wisdom also give the Nityabaddhas, the conditioned living entities, a chance to improve, and those who take advantage of such transcendental knowledge gradually regain their lost consciousness of rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. The demigods are amongst the conditioned souls who have developed this pure consciousness of service to the Lord, but who at the same time continue to desire to lord it over the material energy. Such mixed consciousness puts a conditioned soul in a position of managing the affairs of this creation. The demigods are entrusted leaders of the conditioned souls at some of the old prisoners in the government jails are entrusted with some responsible work of prison management. So the demigods are improved conditioned souls acting as representatives of the Lord in the material creation. Such demigods are devotees of the Lord in the material world, and when completely free from all material desire to lord it over the material energy, they become pure devotees and have no desire but to serve the Lord. Therefore, any living entity who desires a position in the material world may desire so in the service of the Lord and may seek power and intelligence from the Lord as is exemplified by the demigods in this particular verse. One cannot do anything unless he is enlightened and empowered by the Lord. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, Matta Smriti Jnanam Apohanam Cha. All recollections, knowledge, etc., as well as all forgetfulness are engineered by the Lord who is sitting within the heart of everyone. The intelligent man seeks the help of the Lord, and Lord helps the sincere devotees engaged in his multifarious services. The demigods are entrusted by the Lord to create different species of living entities according to their past deeds. They are herein asking the favor of the Lord for the intelligence and power to carry out their task. Similarly, any conditioned soul may also engage in the service of the Lord under the guidance of an expert spiritual master and thus gradually become freed from the entanglement of the material existence. The spiritual master is the manifested representative of the Lord, and anyone who puts himself under the guidance of a spiritual master and acts accordingly is said to be acting in terms of Buddhi Yoga as explained in Bhagavad Gita 2.41. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर एकेह कुरु नंदनः बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो
Why your voice is not over, na? Ribol?
Bhagavad Gita, purports of the third canto, fifth chapter talks with Maitreya. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay.
Mataji, I have one small question. Can I ask?
Yes, yes.
Mataji, text 45. There, Prabhupada is writing in his purport about Nal Kubera and Manigriva. And here, in that sentence, 11th line from down that page. But the offenders of Nalakuvera and Manigriva, even though living amongst the demigods, had to undergo punishment of becoming trees in their next lives. Although by the grace of a devotee, they were later delivered by the Lord. By the grace of a devotee, is it
Narada,
Yashoda
no?
Mata?
Narada. Only Narada could deliver them because he told, okay, Krishna, you can become trees in the courtyard of Krishna.
Okay. Location.
Given by Narada. Though punishment was given by Narada, he became trees, then they cried. So deliverance is also by Narada only.
Okay.
Okay. Where Yashoda came in between?
No, I thought because Yashoda was chasing Krishna, Krishna went between the trees and the trees got delivered. That is
He
where I
tied
got the doubt.
Krishna in the mortar and she went inside. Later, Krishna only dragged the mortar and came in between. But then they were delivered by towards
Delivered by
now.
the Lord.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Mataji,
Mataji.
it means whenever the saintly person calls anyone, it is a benefit for them, na Mataji?
Yes. Okay. So stop
Okay,
here.
Mataji. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Now directly after 18th on Panchakalpa
Mataji, see you soon on Puri station.
Yes, yes.
For me, Kurla Station, LTT.
Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Happy journey, happy journey.
Yes,
Safe
happy
journey.
and safe journey. Yes.